Tonight, the man accused of throwing a Molotov cocktail at the OpenAI CEO Sam Altman's San Francisco home is now facing federal charges. More ahead.
You trying to book a flight? You may find your options to be limited. The impact the war in Iran has on United Airlines.
Amazon is growing connectivity and dabbling in space. The latest announcement with satellite technology as Kent Stater TV starts right now.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Good evening. We're so grateful you're joining us tonight. I'm Sydney Brown.
And I'm Joe Malvin. Now to all the top stories this evening.
Yeah, so all across Kent campuses, tenure-track faculty are participating in informal picketing this week. They are sharing information on current negotiations between the university and the bargaining unit representing tenure-track faculty. In a recent update, they raised concerns about the university not putting proposals on faculty salaries and both medical and personal benefits. The union says the tenure-track employees are the only KSU employees who have not received a cost of living raise for this academic year. KSUFA are expected to continue picketing tomorrow, and we will have more coverage on it as it progresses.
Well, the Ohio Department of Health is launching a new website today that will help you track kindergarten vaccines. State law requires all schools to report vaccine data each year. Using that data, the new interactive website allows you to see statewide, county, and even specific school data dating back to 2017. The site also shows specific vaccine rates for MMR, DTaP, polio, hepatitis B, and varicella.
A Cleveland woman was charged for preparing and filing false federal income tax returns for her own clients. Reports from the Department of Justice say Sharita Booker learned to prepare returns while working at the National Tax Return Company for 10 months. But this was 9 years ago. Since then, she started her own company, and the DOJ agents discovered she would attach fraudulent documents to avoid tax due and owing to the IRS by her clients. Booker faces up to 3 years in prison if she is convicted.
A man is dead after a crash on an I-90 entrance ramp. Police say 43-year-old Brian Pertuccelli crashed his Corvette early this morning when he lost control of his car and hit a guardrail and a tree. The impact of the crash split the car apart. Police say that speed was an influence in the crash. A second driver hit a Cleveland fire truck that was blocking the road. No other injuries have been reported.
Good evening, and we're going to see some changes on the way, and we've already seen some changes today. So let's go ahead and get into it and have a look. Obviously, with the rain, we had a little bit of the change in temperatures today, and if we look right now, up in Toledo, they're sitting at a nice warm 80 degrees, but here in Akron-Canton area, we are down in the cool 68-degree temperatures after we were hit with that little bit of the rainstorm. And down south, they are also warmer with the nice 80 degrees, so a bit of a discrepancy there, but still in the nice warm temperatures for the spring. If we go ahead and have a closer look to see where we are right now in the city outlooks, like I said, up north, still warm with the 70 degrees. Right here in Kent, we're down 67 degrees. So, like I said, still warmer down in the south. And Akron, slightly warmer than us with the 1 degree difference with 68 degrees. And if we go ahead and look at today, we got to a high of 80 degrees when the sun was out. But after the rain, we're going to hit a low of 60 degrees tonight. That cooled us down a lot. And also minimal wind today. So pretty chill day. But if we go ahead and look at for the rest of tonight, a little bit of temperature decrease, only by a little bit from about 71 degrees at 8 down to 67 degrees tonight. So, and I hope this rain will go away, but you know, we'll always come back another day. So I will be back with the rest of your forecast, so hang tight.
Thank you, Casey. President Donald Trump's criticism of Pope Leo continued today. He told an Italian newspaper that he is not qualified to talk about the war. The clash between these leaders exploded during the Holy Week. Trump posted a threatening message to open the strait or face severe consequences. Pope Leo called it unacceptable. Trump's gone on to say he was only made Pope because the church needed an American to deal with the president. Yesterday, the pontiff said he wasn't afraid of the president and he stood by the Bible's message of peace.
Well, it's a major win for the Trump administration tonight. A federal appeals court has shut down a criminal contempt probe against the White House. Judge James Boasberg had threatened contempt charges after officials ignored his order to halt migrant flights last year. Two Trump-appointed judges called the probe an abuse of power. The dissenting judge argued that the ruling allows the Trump administration to defy court orders without consequence.
The man accused of throwing a Molotov cocktail at the home of an OpenAI CEO, Sam Altman, is facing charges. The FBI and local authorities announced charges of attempted murder and attempted arson against 20-year-old Daniel Moreno Gamma. No one was injured in the attack or on the attack on Moreno attempted to carry out against OpenAI headquarters. Authorities say Moreno Gamma could also face charges of domestic terrorism.
The war in Iran has been taking its toll on the economy, and now United Airlines will soon have fewer options for people to fly.
That and a new way for customers to track their UPS packages. KSTV's Casey Bailog returns with us for all things consumer news. Hi, Casey.
That's right, guys. Looking at new technology and new rules, I have all things consumer news, and we start by looking to the sky with United Airlines. Those who are looking to fly for their next trip may now feel restricted when it comes to looking for flights. United Airlines says they will be cutting flights due to the price of jet fuel doubling since the beginning of the Iran war in February. United Airlines CEO says less popular flights will be targeted, like midweek and overnight flights. UPS has announced a new efficient way to keep track of packages. To prevent them from getting lost, the company is trading its old manual barcode scanning system for new technology that uses radio frequencies. When a package is misplaced, radio sensors will automatically detect an issue and send out an alert. This also means packages can be tracked in real time, and the company says they will save time by doing with 20 million scans a day. Moving to another shipping company, Amazon is expected to close an $11 million deal in the next year buying satellite operator Globalstar. While Amazon already has their own satellite service business called Leo, the merger with Globalstar will cause the Amazon to grow and launch its very own direct-to-device service. Globalstar's satellites support emergency text on Apple iPhones, even if service is unavailable. The popular game Roblox will be seeing some changes on the way. Starting in June, age-based accounts will be in effect. Those aged 5 to 8 will have chats disabled and content will be censored. Those aged 9 to 15 will be introduced to messaging and content will be moderate. Roblox says these new rules will allow moderation and parental controls. This announcement comes after lawsuits that allege the company of failing to protect their young users. These age-based accounts will have no impact on its users that are 16 and up. For your consumer news, I'm Casey Bailog.
Thank you, Casey. Well, some people really love pickleball. Others think it's a dumb sport, but no matter what you think about it, pickleball is on the rise. We'll tell you how to prevent injuries in today's Health Minute.
Registration for Lavender Celebration is open now. Lavender Celebration is a historic pre-commencement ceremony held to honor queer graduating students. Now hosted by Pride Kent, this event will be held on April 30th from 6 to 9 p.m. in the Kent State Student Center Ballroom with a community reception at 5. Join us for a free dinner and award ceremony with keynote speakers and watch the graduates walk the stage and receive our iconic rainbow stoles. Bring your friends, family, and absolutely anyone, regardless of how you identify. Scan the QR code or go to the link below and register today. Registration closes April 20th.
What to expect when you're expecting.
Like here.
A teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to teen-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys. Preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey. I'm ready for the...
Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma. I have a mentor, and she convinced me to continue my education. No one receives a diploma alone. If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, go get it. You can do it.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
You crank it and the beat just moves you right down the hallway. Why not? It doesn't hurt anyone. But listening too long and too loud can actually hurt your hearing. Excessive volume in earbuds, stadiums, and at concerts, even loud machinery, can damage hearing in just 15 minutes.
1 in 5 people 12 years and older now has some kind of hearing loss. So see a hearing professional and let's get those ears checked and boogie on.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Your community.
Your stories.
Welcome back. Well, Cindy, there's a sport in this country that's like growing in popularity.
Okay.
We can no longer ignore it. Pickleball.
Oh,
Thoughts?
yes. Well, it's very popular. Many people in my life personally play it, so I participated as well.
It?
But more than anyone, my great aunt Jane is the person you do not want to face when you go to the pickleball court. She is the one to beat.
Ruthless.
Very much so.
Okay. Are you good at it?
I think if you ask my family, they would have some opinions, but you know, I like to think my tabletop tennis would really help me out here.
Okay. All right. I'm not good at it.
Okay.
I'm not good at it, but.
Well, it seems that most people who are picking up this sport are also getting hurt.
That's right. And in today's Health Minute, we'll tell you how to prevent pickleball injuries from happening.
Players, but an estimated 24.3 million people in the U.S. took to the courts in 2025. That's a participation growth of 479% since 2020.
It is the fastest growing sport in the U.S. across the entire age spectrum.
Dr. Trishul Kapoor with Cleveland Clinic says pickleball provides a number of physical and mental health benefits, but with any sport, injuries are bound to happen. Kapoor says he commonly sees players with shoulder joint and rotator cuff injuries, wrist injuries, muscle strains, and ligament sprains in the knees and ankles. He says preventing injuries starts with preparing your body before playing pickleball.
When joints and muscles are not adequately warmed up, and it's exactly what it means, literally, there's not enough blood flow to the region, there's not enough relaxation, elasticity to the tissue, they're more prone to injury.
Kapoor says it's also important to have proper equipment that includes appropriate shoes with cushioning and good grip to prevent slips and falls, having the right paddle for your body and hand size to lower risk of wrist injuries, and avoid tight or confining clothes that can impact how your body moves. Finally, he says to focus on posture and your technique, and if you get hurt, see a doctor.
It's important to pay attention to your symptoms, not just walk away from it or brush it off and say it's not important. Keep track of it, write it down if you can't remember what's going on, and if it persists, get it evaluated.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
In some more health news, GLP-1 drugs are becoming more and more popular, but not everyone on the drugs like Wegovy and Zepbound drops weight. Clinical trials suggest that about 10 to 15% of people who try them don't see changes when it comes to substantial weight loss. But there is mounting evidence for other health benefits from GLP-1 medications. These medications can reduce inflammation, and the researchers at the University of Toronto think that's the key reason they're seeing improved outcomes for heart conditions and kidney disease.
But a new study shows marriage could improve health outcomes, including a lower risk of cancer. Doctors say that for older Americans, the effect of marriage can accumulate over time. The research shows some of the everyday benefits a spouse can provide, including someone to push you to see a doctor, keep up with screenings, and steer clear of risky behaviors like smoking and heavy drinking.
keeping you informed and ahead of the storm. This is your KSTV weather.
Welcome back, and now let's storm through the rest of our forecast, and I'll break down what the future conditions will be looking like. Tomorrow, we're going to hit a high of 79, but on the other hand, we're going to dip down into a low of 63 degrees, so it'll be a big difference. And also, as we're dipping down into those lower temperatures, we are going to start off the day with just nice clouds, but later on in the evening, we're going to see some storms, and heavy rain will be around. Also, along with those heavy rains, we also are going to get a little bit of gust of winds with about 12 miles per hour. So make sure you keep your umbrella on hand no matter what time you leave the house, because rain could be coming. And if we go ahead and look into our extended forecast, as we are dipping with the storms later into evening, that will continue on until the clouds will also be sticking around, and the temperature will be a little bit higher with the higher 70s, but also continuing to keep changing with a low about 56 degrees for some days. And if we go ahead and look into our Tuesday day, we are about 45 degrees with a low. So typical spring changing temperatures. So just make sure you stay prepared, but stay prepared. You can always rain or shine. You will know what's going on here with all things weather. So for KSTV, I'm Casey Baylog.
It was a dogfight in the Bronx as a last-minute run gave the Yankees the win against the LA Angels. We tell you how Aaron Judge and Mike Trout battled it out.
Good morning. Hope you all had a good weekend and are ready to be inspired. One quick thing I want to remind you guys to be studying.
Major key alert. Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Class, today we're talking about inspirational quotes.
You want to get that paper? You better turn in that paper and get an A+. That's a major key. Another one. Mogul talk. You want to reach the mountaintop? You got to go hard. To succeed, you have to believe. Stay focused. Fly higher than the eagle. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote from recent history?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
I don't remember how it started.
Look to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover their unique mix of all kinds of traits.
Where'd Wiley go? Where's Wiley? Ah, there she is. Paw?
Do you remember being an ancient wolf? Do you ever feel the call of the wild?
You're a renegade cop, and I'm a con woman with nothing to prove. But together, we could really solve this murder.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but all of them are pure love.
This is your Kent Stater TV Sports Report.
Well, we're all talking sports tonight between the Guardians starting up and the Cavs playoffs starting soon. There's a lot to be excited about in the city.
A lot to be excited about.
Yeah?
Yes, and we're joined by our very own Evan Schofield and Casey Baylog to talk sports.
Yeah, it's never too often we all get to be on the desk at the same time.
I know, and Casey's doing all of it tonight.
Casey, shout out, by the way. But let's get into it pretty quick. So the Cavs got a game coming up against Toronto, coming up the Raptors. It's going to be a good game. I think they're going to battle, and I think they've made some acquisitions throughout the year, like James Harden. You know, they've gotten rid of guys like Lonzo Ball to kind of, you know, make them a better team. You know, they were shooting 28% from threes when the Raptors beat them 3-0 throughout the series. 36% with the Harden edition, so a lot to look at there.
Yeah.
Casey?
I don't know too much about the Raptors, but like you said, with those the new team players, definitely gaining a sense of momentum from the Cavs. I think they got it.
Yeah. You think they'll go all the way?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they go far, yeah.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't think they go all the way. I think the Celtics have been kind of their poison.
Mm.
You know, the poison the whole time. The Celtics, it's hard to get past them. You know, you obviously have the Thunder going all the way. Obviously, that's in the West. But in the East, I think the Celtics are the team to go for.
Granted, I just can't even believe we're in playoff season right now. Yes, we are here.
So many sports. There's
Cleveland,
baseball.
welcome back to the table.
Cleveland's back to the table. We got baseball. I mean, you got all these different sports.
And speaking of baseball, Evan, I mean, the Guardians.
The Guardians are also doing good things, you know. The Guardians will face the St. Louis Cardinals tonight in Busch Stadium for 2 of their 3 games. Guardians, with help from rookie Chase DeLauder and solid hitting from Angel Martinez and Brian Rookie, have been probably pretty efficient in the league there. They've just been really good and certainly a lot to look at. Guards trying to remain the best team in their division now, as we'll take you now over to the Bronx, New York. It is the Angels and the Yankees facing off for a great game. Weather's probably pretty nice in New York. I know here in Ohio it's been pretty warm, as Casey's been saying. And there we go. Now, Yankee Stadium, Bronx, New York, Angels, Yankees. Here we go. Game 1 of 3, Angels coming into it around the 500, trying to get above that 500. And Aaron Judge just going to take the top off of the Angels there, bringing home Paul Goldschmidt for the 2-run homer to make it 2-0 Yankees here on the score. 456 feet for Judge. And there's Joe Adell. If you guys remember Joe Adell, he was the guy who saved 3 homers against the Mariners a few weeks ago. Jorge Soler will then score. 2-run game. It's a tie game now, and there is Trent Grisham deep. He's going to hit a 3-run homer deep in the bottom of the 5th. Going to give New York the lead here, and it is just a back-to-back battle. And then Ren Rice, Giancarlo Stanton going to score there. And how about Mike Trout? Just sending that one all the way. Adam Frazier, Zach Neto going to score, tying it all up. They're just having a battle today. Mike Trout, there he is again. Double homer game for him, same as Aaron Judge. They just both have 2-run homer games. Just a great offensive performance from both. Trout, 4th home run of the year. Both him and Judge just doing great. 10-8 Angels. But New York's not giving up. Bottom of the 9th, and there goes Grisham again. His 2nd homer of the night, going to make it 10-10 Yankees tie. And then we stay in the bottom of the 9th here. Wild pitch from Jordan Romano. And Jose Caballero going to come home off third base. Yankees going to win this one 11-10. Walk-off play again tonight for Game 2 of the series. But we're going to head to some Kent sports as the baseball team is in Erie, PA, taking on Mercyhurst. It's just about to wrap up, but the matchup can provide some momentum for the Flashes as they face a team that has struggled on the pitching end but has developed some quality hitters. Kent, though, has some great bats of their own. Sophomore Ripken Reese is batting a .313 with 8 home runs. Brody Williams will need to continue his great catching against an aggressive Mercyhurst attack. Kent end up winning this game 14-2 after the 7th inning. Now we're going to take you over to women's lacrosse. The team heads to Columbus to take on the Ohio State Buckeyes tomorrow for a 3 p.m. start. This will be the final non-conference game for the Flashes, who have a 7-7 record and 3-3 away from home. Last time out, the women had an impressive night against Detroit Mercy, 15-7, including a junior Morgan Halley hat trick. Seniors Lizzie Lundeen and Zeta Crumpton also contributed 3 goals. The offense continues to look dominant against an 8-8 Buckeyes team. Now taking you to the WNBA One Sport and Women's to another. Last night was a monumental one for the WNBA and their draft. One storyline from a great night was the athletes. 6 UCLA players, yes, you heard that correct, 6 getting drafted into the association. 5 of them happened to be in the first 15 picks. The Bruins won their first ever national championship in program history, and seniors such as Lauren Betts, Kiki Rice, and Gabriela Jaquez helped that cause, all going top 10. AZ Fudd went first overall to the Dallas Wings, obviously the consensus #1 overall pick, and her presser after being drafted was a feature of the night.
Winning for your name to get called, you can't compare that feeling to anything.
That's not worked.
I'm not really sure I have words to describe that feeling, what that meant. Nothing I could have imagined. The feeling sitting there with my family, with Morgan, hearing your name called, getting to walk up there, it's such a surreal feeling. I'm so grateful.
Along with Flood, I want to say congratulations to all the hard-working women athletes who got their flowers in the draft. But unfortunately, that's all the time I have for you today. For sports coverage, keep up with us. Follow the Kent Stater on all socials. Tune in to a brand new episode of Sports Corner and the Playbook Podcast, all out now. For KSTV, I'm Evan Schofield.
Evan, thank you. You were DJing earlier for us, but maybe you're looking at the American Music Award nominations too? Who is topping the list? Well, let's just say it could be The Life of a Showgirl.
Hi, I'm Leland Melvin, and I traveled to space twice as a NASA astronaut. Space technologies help protect our precious Earth. Space helps us monitor changes in carbon emissions, track the pace of climate change. It even helps us fight natural disasters. Make sure that you get out to your local science museum or go to spaceforall.us to explore and learn about space and science. Space is for all.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
There's a place to share gossip about the office party fun, and a place to share the story you tell everyone. There's a place to share a laugh about when things went wrong, and a place to share the video of you dancing to your song. There's a place to share spare change, lunch, and your time. But we could all be better at sharing how we're feeling inside. 76% of employees have struggled with at least one issue that affected their mental health. When you share, you're not alone.
To change the goodbye once again and you're ending it. Well, American music lovers, get excited. The American Music Award nominees are out today. Taylor Swift, of course, leads the pack with 8 total nominations. Breakout stars like Olivia Dean, Somber, were joined by Alex Warren. And first, the time nominees. The show will air live on CBS on May 25th for the Cleveland viewing area. That'll be Channel 19.
Interesting. Well, check this one out. One former EMU football player is trying to stand out for the upcoming NFL draft. This is Freddie McGee III, and yesterday he stood outside the Detroit Lions practice facility holding a sign asking for a tryout. The Michigan native said that he's used to proving himself after walking onto his college team a few years ago. Now he's trying to do the same in the big leagues. How cool.
This is a fun night in general.
Oh, yes.
Thank you all for joining us.
If you miss us, you can check us out. Check out our stories anytime on KentStater.com.
I'm Sydney Brown.
And I'm Joe Melvin. Have a great night, Portage County.
Hello. Mom, you gotta stop this. I'm in a library, okay? What could happen?
Yeah, stuff happens. 1 in 4 college students end up in the ER. That's why you need Emergency. Everything you need to handle an emergency. Share important info with your family and friends. Feeling unsafe? Help is one tap away with Urgent Alert. Upload your insurance card and your medical consent form so your family can speak to medical staff. Download Emergency now while it's still free, before stuff happens.